at this, guys. It's incredible. Look at this cavern. This place is huge. Check this out, guys.
While we are no longer a fallout shelter, we are a storm shelter, though. Life that was wiped out in a mass extinction. It is made up of corals and sea sponges and crinoids. So we like to joke that this is what SpongeBob will look like in about 10 million years. Yeah. While the organic matter has long ago rotted away, the inside of the cavities they left behind has been filled in with flint. And we can see that our chert nodule right here has been chipped away at. This is where all of those Native Americans, during the ancient times, would come to get the flint to repair their tools and spears and such. This is pretty much the only spot in the cave where they actually managed to get at the chert nodule to get its flint, because they had a bit of a superstition. They would not go anywhere not touched by daylight. And this is pretty much the only before dirt. I'm not kidding. The only things on land when the Ordovician Sea was around were arthropods, better known as bugs, and their relatives, fungus, and perhaps some of the very, very earliest moss or lichen or algae, things like that. Dirt had not had a chance to form because nothing was living on the surface at the time. So, as our continent ran into the Indian continent, the Appalachian Mountains began to form and the Ordovician Sea retreated.
This is insane.
Dude, guys, check this out. These are caverns.
Usually better be safe than sorry. Y'all gonna make it? I just gotta warn you, this ain't even really the worst hill.
This is crazy.
Really major deviations. We're about to come up on one. And usually it's pretty obvious why we no longer take those paths. They've got some t-shirts and badges in the shop that tell you the difference.
Okay. Oh, I did see
Yeah,
those. I should have paid
the
attention.
water's corroding it.
Yeah.
There's water dripping on it.
Now, this is one of the spots where we are kind of majorly deviating from his initial path. Where we are standing currently is where the very first tours Mr. Gurley brought people on would have ended. He would have charged y'all a whopping quarter in the 50s in order to take one of his tours. But he didn't want the fun to end quite so soon. He wanted to show off the rest of his really, really cool cave, and he did his best to make that possible. He put in some stairs over here, and a railing to get you down this ramp and into this little tunnel right here. But I think most of us who can look down here can see the problem with this tunnel. Both of these are also older than the Megalodon. Pretty impressive if I do say so myself. Now the way these teeth came into the roof is the statue Our beautiful columns, this one absolutely covered in beautiful drapery, and our pipe organ. And we guides have also added to this room because we found a crocodile and a rhinoceros. They hang out most days, they're friends. Sadly, he didn't get to see its completion. He died just before all these paths were finished in '96. Whew. However, he did get to continue seeing his cave. The state actually hired him on as a consultant when they bought it. So, he got to continue seeing his cave until his baby died. That would be the path.
Check this out, y'all. Look at that. Look at it.
No, I thought this was going down, and it's a reflection of it up.
That's water.
Fun fact. Like this is only 6 feet. Everyone, I'd like you to meet Goliath. Goliath is the largest column in the commercial caving world. He holds the title of #1. You'd have to go to a wild cave to see anything bigger. He stands at a massive 45 feet tall and is 246 feet around his base. He's also actually still growing. Anywhere in this cave where you see some white stuff like this, that is fresh calcite. It is being deposited from these cave straws up here. Every dot on the ceiling you see that's shining, that is not a gemstone. That is a fresh droplet of water just waiting to fall. These are called cave straws or soda straws because they are in fact hollow. You could drink your soda through them. However, we don't really recommend you do that because there's a lot of magnesium in the rock here, in the water, and thus in the cave straws themselves. And anyone who remembers what milk of magnesia does will understand the problem pretty quickly. If you were to continue drinking from them despite this problem, you would eventually poison yourself by ingesting too much magnesium. We can actually see how these little bitty cave straws can progress into a Goliath if we just turn around. Goliath, when it first started, a very long time ago, as some little cave straws, then slowly grow bigger and turn into stalactites, holding tightly to the ceiling. And they would grow bigger as well. While growing these stalagmites that might reach the ceiling or might just reach underneath them, they would grow in tandem until eventually they would meet in the middle.
What is up? Look at this place. Mini Grand Canyon. This is in Alabama to be exact, you could say. But that's insane, isn't it? Just insane.